scores. How did that one go in?
That's what you want.
Keep on giving it to the freshman. 3 goals today, make it 4. Does it count? It does.
It's a beautiful day in central Massachusetts to crown a champion. The UMass Minutemen look to punch their ticket to the dance for the first time since 2012. The defending champs, on the other hand, have other plans as the Towson Tigers aim for their 4th straight tournament title. Lax Sports Network presents the Colonial Athletic Association Men's Lacrosse Tournament live from the University of Massachusetts in Amherst. Today, a champion is crowned and an automatic berth to the NCAA tournament is given. CAA championship game between 1 seed UMass and 2 seed Towson as we have a look at the bracket. Wins on Thursday for the Minutemen and the Tigers. Towson needed overtime to get its win, and UMass controlled the tempo start to finish against the Pride. Head coach of the Towson Tigers is Sean Nadalin. His team aiming for a 4th straight CAA tournament championship. His 7th season, 72 wins for the former Hopkins player. And on the other side, the 24th-year head coach, Greg Cannella, the longest tenured head coach in the CAA, trying to get his team back to the dance for the first time since 2012. Steve, a rematch of last year's title game. This one has all the elements of a good one.
Absolutely, got 2 good goalies, 2 good guys at the face-off X. That'll be interesting to see how that plays out throughout this game. And like we talked about before the game, you've got to talk about the styles of these 2 teams.
Shane Brennan in cage for Towson, a redshirt freshman at 5-5 on the season, a 9-1-0 goals against. Sean Scanoni earning the starting job for UMass a couple of weeks ago, a 9-2-2 goals against for the junior. And as Steve mentioned, a great matchup at the X. Noah Rack and Alex Woodall, number 1 and 2 respectively in the conference in face-off percentage. 68 degrees for opening face-off, nothing but sun and blue skies for the 2018 championship game in CAA men's lacrosse. As you see, Rack dominated in the matchup a couple of weeks ago in mid-April. The matchup was here at UMass, an 8-4 win for the Minutemen. Towson with the first possession of the championship game.
Good sign if you're Towson, like you said. Rack was dominant in the last game, so good start for Woodall. Things to watch here on this side of the field. UMass will go out, they'll play you, they'll extend. Look for them to push and transition out off of any turnovers. Towson, going to play long possessions, want to play a little bit of ball control here. Very patient offensively.
Johnny Jafrida, Phil Weiss, and Brendan Sunday, the starting attackmen. As Weiss grabs it and swings to his right for Timmy Monahan. Freshman midfielder. Now up top, Matt Severo, the hero, and a score for Towson. Guess who? The hero from the other night picks up where he left off, and Towson has a 1-0 lead.
Severo comes in hot off of that overtime winner on Thursday night. Gets it going early here for Towson's offense. Just drives right-handed here, attacks the short stick. Got to get to his hands, got to try to take a little bit off of that shot. Good job there, maybe a little bit lower with his push, but Severo does a nice job, buries it far side, gets Towson on the board, 1-0.
Matt Severo, 13th of the season, a player that was just practicing for the Tigers early in the season. Woodall with another win at the X against Noah Rack. Tigers average 9 goals per game as they try to clear over the timeline. Back-to-back 1-goal wins for Towson. One against Fairfield in the final weekend of the regular season to punch a ticket into the tournament, and a win to punch a ticket to the championship game on Thursday, a 9-8 win. It's the 15th meeting between these 2 programs. And 3 of the last 4 years in the CAA tournament, they meet in the title game. UMass defensively with Paparo, Subak, and Valenza leading the way on close defense. Brendan Sunday had a hat trick last game. To Maloof, a rocket and a score. Towson off to a great start, up 2-0.
Couldn't ask for a better start. 2 face-off wins. Good offense. 2 goals on both possessions. Exactly how Coach drew it up, I'm sure, before the game. But take a look here. He's going to dodge, get to the middle of the field, finds Maloof. That adjacent slide, that help comes, leaves Maloof able to step down, left-handed. Towson's up 2.
Junior from Davidsonville, Maryland, had a quick trigger on Thursday, had a pair of goals against Delaware. Early 2-0 lead. Perhaps the jitters of this game for UMass are kicking in early. First win at X for Noah Rack. Knocked out though by Towson. Off the loose ball, picked up by Chris Connolly, and he scores in the perfect spot at the right time, and the first score for the Minutemen today. How about that?
Well, that's that quick strike offense from UMass. They do it off of the face-off. They could do it in the clearing game. They do it off of turnovers. And right there, Rack's able to pop it out the front, create a little bit of a ground ball situation, and Connolly's right there to pick it up and score.
CAA Rookie of the Year, Chris Connolly. 22nd goal of the season. And a rookie high in the conference, 42 points. Rack took the last one. Jumps on the ball, still loose. Violation. Towson possession for the 3rd time over the 4 face-off tries. UMass has won 10 games in a row. Last loss against Albany in early March. Check out the goals per. Towson had 9 last game. UMass with 10 in the win over Hofstra Thursday. 2nd longest winning streak in the country behind St. Joseph's.
Towson offensively has to think defensive. You've got to get in the hole. You've got to take away that transition. Even if you're an attackman, you've got to be alert, know where you are, because that's where UMass likes to score. 6-on-6, you can hold UMass. It's in transition where they get their goals.
John Luke Chetner, the Richmond transfer, leading the team in points. A tremendous bounce-back season after missing all of last year. Severo swings to Sunday. Double team approaching. Now Chetner, 2-man game with Severo. That worked last night in overtime. Spin move by Jafrida. Kick out. Sunday. Blasted wide. I think it was deflected by the Pole, Shane Rinkus, a captain for UMass. Knocked out of play on the distribution by Towson, a turnover. UMass ball.
Towson looks a lot more comfortable here today than they did on Thursday offensively. Already have 3 great looks. The offense is flowing. Guys are dodging hard, drawing those slides, and then moving it right away and catching UMass in their recovery. So look very good offensively. So they look now 6-on-6 defensively.
Luke Valenza caused the turnover. Senior from Foxborough, Mass. Had a couple of penalties on Thursday against Hofstra. First touch for Buddy Carr, leading the team in points with 57. Also leads the conference. Feet on the goal line. Devin Spencer to Carr. Up to Kevin Tobin, the midi. Swing by Trainer. Shot and a score! Jake Lisauskis, another captain for the Minutemen, ties the score at 2.
Towson sitting in their zone defense. We saw a lot of that on Thursday against Delaware. It's very effective. Just a miscommunication here. You're going to take a look. Nobody steps out to Trainer. Just miscommunication. Someone's got to be ready in that zone. They had 2 guys go to the ball, leave Trainer wide open, and just able to rip it top right. Talking to the coaches before the game, Towson was very comfortable playing man-to-man. They said last time they played, they only gave up 3 goals, 6-on-6 in their man-to-man set. Didn't expect a lot of zone from them, but early on they go zone, give up a goal. I would expect that to chase them, maybe make them go back to their man-to-man defense.
Quick shot, bouncer, saved by Brennan. Dan O'Brien, a sophomore long pole for UMass, had a really good look. And the redshirt freshman for Towson scoops it up. We'll get a look here.
Always hard for goalies to make saves on poles. They're used to seeing shots from those short stick guys. Good save right there from Brennan.
A top 100 inside Lacrosse incoming freshman. Brennan second in the conference this year in goals against. Sean Scanoni, his opposition in cage for the Minutemen. Earned all CAA second team honors for his efforts in cage down the stretch. McLean, dish underneath. Skip out to Sunday. Ramming his way through. Opportunity for Maloof. A light bounce shot, and Scanoni makes it easy. Back and forth with Valenza. As Jafrida doesn't give up on the play. Plucks the ground ball. Towson gets off a timeout. Score stays even. Johnny Jafrida with the extra effort. So Towson will talk things over. Again, we've told you before, this is a rematch of last year's championship game. A 9-4 win for the Tigers, as Steve mentioned early on in this one. A Final Four appearance for Towson. Let's give you a look back at this one. The game's first goal was scored by Tyler Young, who was picked up in the MLL before the season. There's a look at the trophy. Towson controlled this game pretty much start to finish. Dan Muller got them on the board here for UMass. Muller, a hero in last year's semifinal. Grant Consoletti, another scorer for UMass. Matt Hoy was the starter in cage for Towson, saving 8 of 12 shots, and then behind the goal was Joe Sider. Towson had a lot of weapons offensively last year. It's been by committee this season. We talked about Severo. Maloof was a player who didn't play last season. Jafrida, a name we just mentioned. A couple of freshmen as well. Luke Frommer earning Rookie of the Year. Sean Nadelin has that ability to plug players in his system and get the most out of them.
Well, absolutely, and today looking very balanced right now. A lot of guys have been active. Like I said, Thursday night, they didn't look as good as they do here early on. The offense is flowing extremely well. Everybody's getting involved. And right there in that last play in the ride, gotta love senior attackmen getting after defensemen, trying to create those turnovers, create those extra possessions in a tight game like what we're expecting here today. Those extra possessions add up, so that was a big play from Towson's attack.
Yeah, Johnny Jafrida, redshirt junior, a Loyola transfer. He missed all of last season with a lower body injury, could not partake in the conference tournament or the NCAAs. So we have a whistle there a moment ago. Play resumes. Our officials today, referee Jeffrey Howes, umpire Josh Blaisdell, and the field referee is Sean Murphy, field judge, pardon me. Towson has possession. John Luke Chetner looking to dodge in, feed to Severo. Some nice pressure by the shorties up top of UMass. Billy Philpott in particular, 23 in the white. 6 minutes into the opening quarter. Monahan with a half-hearted shot. Might have been a pass. Sunday there for the backup.
Again, UMass will get out, they'll pressure you, they'll play you. When you have the ball in your stick and they're out playing you that far, especially up top, you've just got to win your matchup. You've got to run by those guys and then create those slide opportunities or be a threat yourself and take a shot.
Sunday has it knocked out. Marino, the short stick, was there for UMass. Paparo also there to help out, but Towson keeps it alive. There's Jafrida in the right spot again. Towson looking for its 4th straight conference tournament title. Maloof with the spin. Dump underneath. Jafrida skips out. Severo lost it momentarily. Has an alley. Severo, Scanoni the save. Plops up in the air and UMass has got it. Finished the play that time defensively.
Big save right there from Scanoni. This is where UMass is dangerous. They attack you early in a possession. The first 30 seconds, take a look at the save. I talked about how you got to beat those guys when they press out, able to get a nice shot. Scanoni's there for the save. But again, the first 30 seconds of possession with their sub game, with their early offense, this is where they're most dangerous. 6-on-6, not so much. So you got to win and you got to survive those first 30 seconds against them, and then you could settle in and you should have some confidence and belief that you could stop them 6-on-6.
Towson scored the first 2 goals. UMass countered with 2 of its own. No goals in 3+ minutes for either team. Tobin to the redshirt junior Dom St. Laurent. Gets a pick up top. Wilkerson defending. St. Laurent has 17 shots this year, no goals to show. UMass offense after the effort on Thursday creeped back into the top 20 in the nation in goals per game. Upstairs to Carr. Towson showing different looks defensively. 6-on-6 with Livingston protecting the cage with Brennan. Patience from UMass. Tobin to Devin Spencer. Connolly weaves it around. Wilkerson on St. Laurent. No answers for UMass. Shot clock has been turned on. Carr fighting for wiggle room. Missed it wide.
And again, if you stop their early offense, they're very normal offensively 6-on-6. I think Towson feels very confident they can play with them there. It's about that early transition. They did that here, and you can see this long possession. Towson's done a great job here defensively, just settled in and making it extremely hard for UMass's offense.
Carr's their money man. 10 seconds on the clock. Pass disrupted. Now 5 seconds. Ben Spencer rushing for it, lost out of bounds. Back to Towson. Under 6 to play in the opening quarter. As you saw a moment ago, UMass in the title game for the 3rd time in the last 4 years. Haven't got it done since 2012. Towson with some empty spaces. Chetner with the feed to McLean. Jafrida spins away. Looking to pass, instead out in front. Man bulldozed over. Luke Frommert is down. Multiple flags on the field as the Minutemen and Tigers confront one another. Nasty hit on Frommert.
Got to see that replay from up here. Looked like a good clean hit. Got him from the front.
Again, our head referee today is Jeffrey House. It's against Luke Valenza, who had 2 penalties on Thursday, one of their starting close defenders.
Take a look. I don't know. As a former defenseman, I like that play. I think that's a good clean hit. He didn't really extend his arms, didn't really get him up in the head. Kind of took away a good play right there from UMass.
Towson finished 5th in the conference in man-up percentage, 11 man-up goals on the season. Maloof has 5 of them, 13. Look for Monahan, knocked out by UMass. Monahan there to back it up. As far as the UMass penalty kill, 2nd in the league at 71%. Under 5 to go as Monahan misfires here in the 1st.
Towson's now got themselves to a 3-3. It's about ball movement, no fancy plays, just a good offensive set about ball movement. Guys stepping in just like that and stepping down for shots.
Monahan's 3rd shot of this opportunity. 12 seconds left in the chance. UMass can drain the clock on this EMO. Carr escapes and feeds. Crowd erupts on the UMass side. Tied at 2. Some early scoring in this one. We haven't had a score in almost 6 minutes. Another look here at Scanoni, Steve.
Big stop here. Time and room. Saw it the whole way.
Both goalies busy early in this title game. 3 saves for Scanoni. Towson has more defenders now in front of the cage. Opens up the shooters for UMass. Skip pass. Trainer. Bounce shot wide. Kept alive by Connolly as he runs away from Livingston.
Towson back in that zone defense. Slows the game down, makes the offense really work, be patient. You can't dodge in the zone. It's about ball movement. It's about off-ball movement. Guys stepping into passing lanes, shooting lanes. Just being patient, smart passes, look for some skips.
You played with Sean Nadelin, a blue-collar guy, but also loves to mix it up, keeps offenses guessing. Lasoskis, bounce shot, Brennan down to a knee, covers it up momentarily, still in front, and he got it.
Well, in order to play zone, you have to have a lot of confidence in your goalie as well. You have to have confidence that they're going to make those long-range saves, those 12, 10-yard shots. That's what you're basically going to give up in a zone. So he's showing a lot of confidence in the goalie, Brennan. Take a look right there at that save. Reason why. And Towson settle in that zone, looking good like they did against Delaware on Thursday.
Well, even though the Tigers lost here at Garber Field back on April 14th, Brennan allowed just 8 goals, made 13 saves, kept his team in the game. It's been the question all year for Towson. Can it score enough goals to edge out wins? It's been the case the last 3 games. Last 2 against Fairfield and Delaware this past Thursday. Both have been 1-goal wins for the Tigers. Maloof settles the tempo on offense. Ready to operate behind the cage.
Little invert set here from Towson. Attacking the short stick from behind. Got the defenseman now hung up as they went to that big little set.
The freshman Frommert to Severo. Chetner has Paparo draped all over him with the long pole. We have 1:15 to play in the opening quarter of the CAA championship game. Severo with an off-balance shot. Towson does regain possession, and on the fires, Canoni clears it to O'Brien. Here comes the transition of UMass. Lasoskis the dump, feed in front, bounces off the pipe. Regathered by Philpott, shot in the save. Oh, and Skinner's in a score! Brennan was a second late, and Philpott puts it home.
All started with Jackson Subak on the defensive side. A great ground ball. In traffic with the long pole with guys all over him. And that's what led to that transition. What UMass loves to do. And again, it started on their defensive end with a huge ground ball. Out, get up and out, and create transition.
Yeah, pardon me, that was Jesse Lung, a sophomore from Brookline. His 11th goal of the season.
And you take a look here, it was off of that rebound, off of the pipe. Able to corral the ball and then finish it left-handed.
Well, we've seen multiple cases now of both teams finishing plays, defensively or offensively. Rinkus just threw it away for the Minutemen after Rack won the faceoff. Tigers tracked down the ball as McLean ran for it. Goodrich over to help him out. UMass possession. Off the turnover. Feed upstairs. Paparo! 4 in a row for the Minutemen. And another transition goal. This time it's by the CAA Player of the Year, Isaac Paparo.
When you play these guys, you can't turn the ball over in between the lines. It's almost a given that they're going to get a good look and a goal. And Paparo right there, the long pole. The leader, the CAA Player of the Year. Able to finish, and you see right here, guys get out and run. Everybody has the freedom to go on the offensive side and play. That's the only way you're going to play as a transition team. You've got to trust your D guys to fill those lanes, fill those voids, those gaps. and make a situation into a 5-on-4 or a 6-on-5, and they're the best at it. They give those guys freedom to get out and run and play, and right there, Paparo's able to finish it off.
And UMass is on the man up now. Zach Goodrich hit with the penalty. So not only have the Minutemen scored 4 in a row as the final seconds trickle down, but they'll have their man up continue when we return for second quarter action. Still 50 seconds to play with. Unnecessary roughness against Kobe Smith of Towson. We're at the end of one here at Garber Field in Amherst. The CAA championship is on the line. A ticket to the NCAA tournament is on the line. The #1 seed UMass on top of Towson, 4-2. Come back with a second on LSN. Numbers from the first quarter of the CAA title game. UMass has scored 4 in a row after Towson opened up a 2-0 lead. Face-off X has been pretty even so far. UMass a little bit more aggressive, going to the ground ball early on.
Biggest difference has just been what we talked about at the outset, is that transition, and you're going to see UMass.
Yeah, 5-0 record for the Minutemen this season. They've won 10 games in a row, 5-0 in the conference, that is. 3 players with 40 points each. Buddy Carr, Chris Conley, and Jeff Traynor. 2 of those guys are underclassmen, so they're dangerous for a bit. Carr led the team with 32 goals, 21 assists in regular season play. First Minutemen player with up over 50 points since Will Manny did it back in 2012 when they went to the NCAA tournament. So a deeper look, a 1-4 start, challenging schedule early. Army, Albany, Yale, 10 games in a row. UMass, the second longest winning streak in the country. And here they are on the man up, 50 seconds in the chance. Up 4-2. Working on the left side. Connolly, quick shot to score. Devin Spencer skipped it to him. Goal line extended. Put it home, bottom shelf. Firepower of this offense. Man.
Everything going UMass's way right now. And the first quarter with a goal, with a penalty, with a face-off win, maintained possession. And then the CAA Rookie of the Year, Connolly, right here. Not much of an angle there. Does a good job sneaking it by the goalie, Brennan. And UMass is just rolling right now, playing with a ton of confidence.
Connolly eating as well. Lunchtime. But CAA title game hopes are priority #1. 5-2 lead for UMass. 5 consecutive goals for the Minutemen. Noah Rack rips it away. Jake McLean, the midi, snatched it back though. Towson can clear here and try to halt this run. Usually right around now, the last couple of weeks, this is when UMass has pulled away from its opponents. Hofstra was nipping and tucking, hanging in there on Thursday. When you look back at UMass's wins over Fairfield and Hofstra to close regular season play, they used 2 10-0 runs in each game.
5-0 right now, right? 5-0?
Exactly. Let's see what Towson's got here in the early part of the second. Timmy Monahan. Feed underneath. Weiss up top. Misfired, and Monahan backs it up for the Tigers.
Towson offense needs to strike here. Stop the bleeding. Stop that run, that momentum. Need a nice possession here. Work for a really good look, good shot. Get back to what they were doing early on in the game.
Chetner, nifty dodge, shoveled it underneath, but missed it wide, brought in by Scanotti. UMass transition, Paparo to Jake Marino. Marino with room, misfires over the crossbar. The transition game can really get you on your heels. When you played at Syracuse, do you remember a team that was that dangerous in transition? Or a team in mind?
Well, it's the way we used to like to play, so I can speak from the other side. Big save right there from Brennan.
Carr got the shot on a beautiful pass by Connolly.
Yeah, you know, it's very simple to stop a team that's in transit. It's just getting in the hole and guys being selfless. Whether it's an attackman, offensive midi, you've just got to know eventually that guy's going to get off. As we take a look at save right there, does a nice job getting all the way across there. But again, it's just getting in the hole, getting matched up 6-on-6, and then if you're an offensive player, taking that ride with their defensive player and getting off the field like you just see Towson doing there. But UMass does a great job. They attack you early, and then it's the subbing game where they kind of play games with you. They come out of the midfield, they come out of the box, and they trust their defensive guys to go on that side of the field and play offense. That's the big key. You got to have the right type of players that can handle in transition, defensemen, short stick D middies that can go on and play offense, and they have that.
Feed to Carr. Lost it over the timeline. Turnover UMass. Jafrida picks up for Towson. Chetner calls over some help. And UMass reinserts its defenseman.
What hurts Towson is 6-on-6 offensively. They don't have a lot of firepower. They got a lot of good guys, but nobody that can really take over a game. So for them to find ways to score, the only other way to do it is in transition, and that's exactly what UMass wants. So if they can't eliminate UMass's transition and really turn this into a 6-on-6 type of game, and they're going to have to get out and run a little bit to try to find other ways to score, that favors UMass. So they've got to chip away at this lead. They've got to make it a 6-on-6 type of a game, and they've got to eliminate what UMass has been able to do early on here in transition.
Well, as we discussed on Thursday, Towson still without John Mazza. As Grant Maloof misses, stays with the Tigers. Mazza suspended indefinitely for a violation of team rules. 24 points on the season, third on the team at the moment. Mazza was their top goal scorer coming back from last year. Maloof with the double team roaming. Scooped away by Sunday, and a rocket wide. But as we discussed and as we've talked about throughout the day, as a UMass player goes down, that is Dan O'Brien. Long stip. And he'll have to limp off the field. Greg Cannella beside himself on the UMass sideline. .10:30 to go in the first half. O'Brien this year, 1 goal, 10 ground balls, and 6 caused turnovers as a sophomore. We'll let you know if he's back in the game for the Minutemen. Let's try and figure out what happened here to O'Brien.
I think he just soaks one up there on the inside part of the leg.
Flag comes in, thrown away as Paparo chased it down for UMass. We'll get the call here from our officiating crew. Valenza again with a penalty. Second of the game, he had 2 last game. Towson ball on the man up again. Tigers haven't scored in a quarter's worth, 15 minutes. Sunday, Maloof, Chetner, Jafrida, Monahan on the field.
Started off in that 1-3-2, rolled to that 3-3.
Weiss and Maloof play catch. 30 seconds in the EMO. A rip and a score. Grant Maloof's second of the game. A much needed tally for Towson.
Shot that one with authority, put his whole body into it. Did a great job just getting his hands back. Nice high to low shot there from Maloof. Good job here, working out of that 3-3. Gonna step down right here, gets his hands all the way back, finishes it low. Great shot from Maloof.
And patience from the Tigers to get a high percentage look. Grant Maloof, a multi-goal performance in the semis, a multi-goal performance in the CAA championship game. Winner punches a ticket to the NCAA tournament, which starts next weekend. Campus sites host the first round on May 12th and May 13th. The selection show is on Sunday night. Catch that on ESPNU. We'll have coverage, of course, breaking down the matchups on Lax Sports Network. Woodall's held his own today for Towson at the X against RAC.
Yeah, he's done a nice job. Responded from the last time these teams played. And Towson's gonna need every bit of that today. Offensively, again, not a lot of firepower, so they need more possession time, more possessions in order to get the amount of goals they're gonna need to win today.
Chetner plays off a Sunday pick. Weiss, the freshman, spins out of traffic. Severo on the goal line. Jafrida wants an angle. Sunday with daylight. Bounce shot wide. Hat trick for Sunday against Delaware on Thursday. No goals yet in this one. Chetner with the dodge. Alley shut down. Pulls up top. Philpott nearly beat by Severo. Weiss is there for Towson.
UMass doing a nice job of just showing to a lot of these Dodgers. If you're Towson, you got to recognize whether it's a show or a slide. If it's a show, then you have an opportunity to re-dodge your defender. And if it's a full slide, then it's about turning and working that ball back up top, trying to get it reversed, and then attacking opposite.
Under 8 minutes left in the first half. CAA championship game. Towson looking for its 4th straight title. UMass its first since 2012. Chetner off the feed on his right, fired left. And it weaved wide. And we have a timeout from UMass. So Towson moments ago halted a UMass 5-0 run that went back to early first quarter. Transition game.
Started with the transition, gets them going, gets their confidence going. It was Connolly, Trainer, then Lung. Again, another one off of transition there, off of a rebound, off of a pipe. And then the defenseman, Paparo, getting involved. And then the last one from Connolly, the rookie. So UMass went on that long run, but Towson's done a nice job here of answering. Got a goal, got a face-off win. Still maintained possession here offensively, so they've responded well here, keeping it within 2. And we're seeing them at their best offensively when they are dodging from up top, drawing those slides, and then reversing it. That's when they're getting their looks. Those guys off ball and the opposite side, those midfielders up top have gotten the best shots for them. And again, it starts with that alley dodge, drawing that slide, and then spinning it, trying to get it opposite. That's when they've had their most success.
Here's a look at the NCAA men's lacrosse tournament breakdown. As we mentioned, 8 automatic qualifiers. Those schools will host the top 8 seeds, that is, the first round next Saturday and Sunday. 9 at-large selections. There's a play-in game as well to determine the 16 seed. National championship in Foxborough. And the semis and the championship 26th and 28th Memorial Day weekend. It's been Towson last couple of years out of this conference. 4 of the last 5 for the Tigers, trying to make it 5 of 6. Last year, Towson went all the way to the Final Four, fell to an eventual NCAA final runner-up in Ohio State, beat Penn State, beat Syracuse under Sean Nadalin. His team poised coming in, opened up with a 2-0 lead. While the personnel might not all be there from last year's Final Four team, the culture, the structure, and the system remain the same under the 7th-year head coach. 7 years, 7 CAA tournaments. All right, Towson ball after the UMass timeout, midway through the second.
UMass double polling up. As I said, the Towson midfielders were having their way a little bit, so now they got 2 poles up there trying to take that part of their game away and force these guys to dodge either from behind or win a one-on-one matchup against the pole.
Monahan attempting to barrel in, fires a bounce shot. It puts it home. Timmy Monahan cuts the deficit to 1.
UMass double pulled up. Monahan finds that one short stick matchup that you'll have as a midfielder. Got to kind of take it to heart when you're the guy that gets the short stick, because they're showing a little bit more respect to the other two. And right here, Monahan has the answer. Again, attacking that short stick, get to the middle of the field, and able to bury it from distance left-handed.
Yeah, a moment before the shot, he almost lost his footing, stuck with the play. Monahan, a Maryland transfer, played in just 19 games over 2 seasons for the Terps. Opportunity for more playing time with Towson, helping this program in another conference tournament title game. 1-goal game, 7 minutes left. Woodall won the draw, but throws it away for the Tigers.
It'll go down in the books as a win, but when you turn over just like that, it's basically like losing the face-off. You gotta take care of the ball. Face-offs are gonna be so hard to come by here today. You've gotta maintain possession, get it to your offense, and maintain possession.
Woodall's won 6 of 10, Rack 4 of 10. Again, when they met a couple of weeks ago here at UMass, Rack won 12 of the 16 face-offs. But as Steve mentioned, Woodall just tossed it away. Jake Lisauskis up top as Jimmy Wilkerson of Towson covering him. Dump to the goal line. Connolly upstairs. Lisauskis spins out. Tobin feeds right back to him.
Towson now going to their man-to-man look out of their zone. Matched up 6-on-6 here.
Wilkerson trying to make an impact. Patterson almost knocked it out
Nice
on the double
slide.
team.
Very nice adjacent slide there. Offensive player had his back turned. That's a good time to go when you're that low defense. Really nice play. Again, you take a look there. Number 30, Patterson. As soon as he turns his back, he knows he's got an opportunity to double there. Good job there, but possession stays with UMass.
Patterson, 17 ground balls, 14 caused turnovers on the season. Trainer, bounce shot, missiles wide. A name we haven't called a lot today. Jeff Trainer, a sophomore from Billerica. He had 4 goals in the regular season meeting back on April 14th against Towson. As we approach 5 minutes left in the opening half. Winners going to the dance. Trainer to Tobin. Carr with the dump. Lifts it back to Tobin. Trainer a bluff. Lisauskis to Connolly. Carr now hanging out in the middle, out in front. 35 in the white. Back pedals to the perimeter. Now Carr wants to take it himself. pick from Tobin. Connolly underneath the cage. Shot clock is on. Vasoskis with the step down, no room. Feed, bounce shot wide from Carr.
Good defensive set here from Towson. Hanging tight, doing a great job with their one-on-one matchups. Haven't been forced to slide or really do anything.
Outside, a Trainer has some breathing room and blasted it wide. 6 seconds on the timer. Connolly to Carr. 3 seconds for Carr. Soars over the crossbar. Towson finishes off the defensive possession. That's big when you consider UMass was on that run. Towson on a 2-0 run as of right now.
Trey did a good job there, recognizing the defenseman was a little bit out of position with his approach. Runs right by him and misses a good opportunity, and obviously he knows it as well.
Maloof crosses over the equator for Towson. There's Dan O'Brien back on the field. 4 in the white for UMass. He had left the game limping. So that's good to see. Sophomore still getting some run in the conference title game. 3 minutes left in the first half. Thanks for being with us on Lax Sports Network. We've covered the CAA all season. And great to be here to crown a champion. Sunday, weaving to Robertson. Maloof has 2 goals already. Weiss double haunts him and makes him pay. Caused turnover by UMass. That's Luke Valenza, the senior.
What a great check from Marino, the short stick defender, playing tough right there on the corner. Jumped that double team off of the pick. Makes a nice check. UMass possession. Great job for Marino.
Scored a goal on Thursday against Hofstra. 13 career points for the senior from Harrison, New York. Billy Philpott, another shorty, has been a bright spot for this UMass midfield. A team that only has 8 seniors. Underclassmen rising to the occasion, a bright future here in Amherst for the next handful of seasons. Their time is now, though. That's what they believe. Trainer flips to Connolly. Now Lasoskis. Connolly has Calvin Livingston tightly defending. Goodrich on Ben Spencer. Lasoskis to Connolly, scored there early. The feed and the shot by his brother. Ben couldn't score, saved by Brennan.
Nice save from Brennan there. Great offense from UMass. Very frustrating as an offensive player. You have a great play like that, get a guy a really nice look one-on-one with the goalie, and then Brennan just shuts the door. Look for Towson here. They've got a timeout left, probably burn a timeout. Want to play for the last shot, and Coach Nads and I are on the same page.
Timeout, Towson. Thought the goalies would be busy after the early start. 6 saves for Scanoni, 4 saves for Brennan. Hey, don't forget, it's postseason time on the high school game of the week coming up on Monday. The WCAC Girls and Boys Championship games live from the University of Maryland. Then on Tuesday and Wednesday, we bring you the Midwest Lacrosse Classic featuring the top-ranked high school team in the country, Culver Academy from Indiana. On May 11th, we'll have the championship game for the Interstate Athletic Conference from in and around Washington, D.C. And finally, May 18th and 20th, it's the National Prep Lacrosse Tournament from Philadelphia, featuring some of the best teams in the country, including Culver, the Hill Academy, and IMG Academy. All of those games are coming your way on LSN. We talked about how UMass has got here. 10 straight wins. A regular season berth for the first time in 6 years. The Tigers have been here before. Started 3-0 at home in CAA play, then went 0-2 on the road, including a bad loss to Hofstra. Also a loss earlier this season on the road here at UMass. They had 6 double-digit scorers this year. We mentioned the suspension of John Mazza. Grant Maloof has rose to the occasion. John Luke Chetner has been a spark plug. Towson was really good at home. Had a challenging schedule with Duke at home. Also a couple of home games featuring Georgetown earlier in the season. Trips to Hopkins, Loyola, Denver. And here they are back in the title game thanks to a overtime game-winning goal by Matt Severo. What stood out to you most in this first half? Certainly Towson has kept it close, hasn't let UMass explode. They said it to you early in the second. This is typically the quarter where UMass takes off. Not the case.
It's really all about Towson eliminating UMass's transition. I think 6-on-6, Towson feels very comfortable. They're doing a good job at the face-off X, so they know they're going to get enough possessions. It's about turning this into a half-field game, half-field set, and again, eliminating UMass's transition.
There's Joe D'Antonio, second-year commissioner of the CAA. On hand for both the semifinals and the championship. It was a short time ago when Joey D was suiting up with Towson at a team practice. Part of his commitment as the commissioner to tour the conference champions in practice with the teams. So we have 10 seconds to go in the first half. UMass up by 1. Severo almost tied it, clinging to his shoulders, a UMass defender. 6 seconds, backed up by Jafrida. Chetner lost the ball, picked up the ground ball, scoop, shot, and a save. Scanoni right in front. Wow, Jafrida had some room. Scanoni bailed out. The ball had friction and stopped. We've got ourselves a great second half coming here in Amherst at Garber Field. The CAA champion will be crowned. Our score at the end of 30 minutes, top seed UMass 5, 2 seed Towson 4. We'll send it now inside the LSN Broadcast Center for a halftime update. Welcome back to Garber Field, 5-4 lead for the top seed UMass. Let's get to keys to the second half for both of these teams. What to watch for, Steve, for the Minutemen and the Tigers.
UMass, can they continue transition? Can they continue to score fast and early in offensive possessions, just like we saw there? So can they continue that early offense? 6-on-6 has been a little bit of a struggle for them against this Towson defense, so they've got to find ways and continue that opposite for Towson. Got to get in a hole, stop that early 30 seconds of each possession, and make this a 6-on-6 game. And for Towson, their face-off guy Woodall has to continue his success at the face-off X. This offense only with 4 goals in a whole half of lacrosse. They need as many possessions as possible. Got to give that defense a rest. They're going to need him to play big here in the second half. And again, get the ball to the offense. They need as many possessions as possible if they're going to score the right amount of goals in order to win this game.
Towson heads back onto the field. We've got a 1-goal game. Again, at the half, moments from now, second half action. This year in 1-goal games, UMass went 2-0. Both of those wins coming in conference play at Drexel and at Delaware. Towson this year 3-1 in 1-goal games. A win at Ohio State in non-conference, a loss at Denver in non-conference, and then their last 2 games of CAA play. Fairfield, 1-goal win, Delaware, 1-goal win. Head coach of the Towson Tigers, Sean Nadalin, with us. Coach, you guys scored the last 2 goals of the half, made a little bit of a run. You're key to the second half of your guys.
We got to keep building on that. Late in that first quarter, kind of let UMass do what they love to do and how dangerous they are and what's helped them be successful this year with the transition stuff and unsettled. So we just need to settle down, myself included, and be able to kind of lock into what we're doing out here and then being able to take every rep, every possession one at a time. Coach,
you just said it. Obviously, the 6-on-6, I think, might favor you guys. How do you eliminate that transition? What's the key for you guys?
scoring goals helps. You know, putting in the net and going right to face-off. Second piece is getting back on defense, being good and tough, recognizing numbers in the transition as well.
All right, Sean, best of luck. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Head coach of the Tigers in his 7th season, trying to get his unit to its 4th straight NCAA tournament with the 4th straight CAA title win. UMass hasn't been there in 6 years. Just to reassess the numbers, Alex Woodall won 6 of 10 faceoffs. Noah Rack 4 for 10. Guys in cage, Sean Scanoni with 7 saves for UMass. Shane Brennan with 4 saves. And doing the scoring for much of the game, Chris Connolly with 2 goals. The conference rookie of the year for UMass. And Grant Maloof with 2 goals for Towson. Steve Panarelli, a former Syracuse All-American. And myself, Brendan Glasheen, with you for the final 30 minutes of the CAA Championship Game 2018. A scrum for the first ground ball, and Towson comes away with it as Jake McLean pulls away. Good start for Towson after a strong finish to half number 1. Severo and Monahan, the other goal scorers for the Tigers. When UMass and Towson met on April 14th, UMass outscored Towson 7-1 in the second half to win that lacrosse game by a final of 8-4. Good news for Towson, already at 4 goals with still lots of time. Sunday, looking to rip away from Paparo. Swings to Chetner. Sunday, shot and a score! A bullet from Sunday on a Saturday afternoon to tie the score at 5.
UMass defensively back in that double pull up set, trying to eliminate these Towson midfielders have been giving them problems all day. That's where Towson's offense has come from. It's initiated from the midfielders. And Sunday right here, again, they attack the short stick. Pulls just a little, is just too far over to the left, just trying to help out to that short stick. And Sunday just follows him and able to step down, sees the whole net 6x6 right there and just blasted by the goalie. Nice early start here from Towson, all tied up at 5.
Towson led this game in the opening 5 minutes, 2-0. UMass used a 5-0 run between the first and second quarters to go up 3. Towson comes back with 3 goals, even at 5. Sunday had a hat trick on Thursday against Delaware. First of the day comes at a crucial time to start second half action. You certainly have that championship feel when you see a guy like Woodall, Steve, turn the ball over early off a win at the X, wins the draw to start the half, and makes a crisp pass to get the offense going. Moving on to the next play. Have to have a short-term memory.
Oh, absolutely, especially as a face-off guy. It's similar to like playing goalie. Just got to forget about the last one, focus on the next one. You know you're going to have plenty of opportunities left.
Bounce shot from Jeff Trainer, who is still scoreless. Missing wide. Hey, we mentioned the last time UMass lost on this field was March 6th to the Albany Great Danes, formerly the #1 team in the country. Albany just beat Vermont for the America East Championship. So the Great Danes have punched their ticket to the dance. And last night, Canisius beat Detroit Mercy to also punch a ticket. Could be a potential play-in game. We also have the Big East title game between Denver and Georgetown today. Hopkins and Maryland in the Big Ten. 7 o'clock tonight. Misfire by Jake Lisauskis, who did score a goal in the first half for UMass.
That boy could shoot. He had a lot on that one. Got to get out to these shooters. Towson's done a nice job. 6-on-6 defensively. They're in their man-to-man set here. They've done a nice job with their slide recoveries, shown when they've had to, gotten out the shooters. They've really settled in here. And again, doing a nice job 6-on-6 against this UMass offense.
Last goal for UMass was the opening 19 seconds of the second quarter. Chris Connolly with the score. Feed underneath. Carr trying to ram his way in. No breathing room. Swings to his left. Lasoskis the step. Dump down. Carr. Bluff, feed, shot, and a save by Brennan. Flags come in, 3 of them in fact, after the shot by Tobin.
Got him up high in the head as he came around from behind, left-handed. Take a look at the replay again as he comes here left-handed, just gets him up in the face. So you see that helmet pop up. We'll have the call here from the official.
It's Chad Patterson for Towson. Jeffrey Howes, head referee.
0/1.
Patterson, a junior from Westminster, Maryland. So we see UMass on the man up for the 3rd time today. UMass 1 for 2 in this game. You see there, Towson, worst penalty kill percentage in the conference this season, just over 55%. Jesse Long on the field for UMass, 32 in the white, scored earlier. Dump on the door, little room to breathe, shot and a score for UMass. Jeff Trainer's first of the game to give the 1 seed a lead back.
We need to see that replay. I don't know how he snuck this one in. No angle at all. Had a guy on his back, pushing him behind. Take a look here. The ball's gonna work its way. Towson's a little slow in their rotation. Got to get across crease here. Able to beat his man to the inside, and he's actually behind the goal. Able to extend his hands, keep himself out of the crease. Again, take another look here. Defender has a tough breakdown there, tough approach. And again, with no angle from behind the goal, he's able to get his hands, extend them, and go 5-hole. Really nice play right here from Trainer. Take another look at it. Tiptoeing the line. Beautiful goal from Trainer.
That left foot, tippy toes just beyond the black. So Trainer's first comes at an opportune time. Violation at the X, Towson possession. 5 of the 6 players for UMass. On that look for Jeff Trainer. This season now for the Minutemen, that's 21 man-up goals. Second best percentage in the conference, up over 37%. Maloof had 2 first-half goals for Towson. Severo flips it. Chetner getting bodied, back on his feet. Valenza made him limp a bit. Maloof, bounce shot. Wide, backed up. Scanoni there to help out. Jackson Subak of UMass.
Towson just a little unbalanced there offensively. Had no one behind the goal or even at goal line to make that dash to the end line for possession. Had a good look there from Towson though. Got 3 guys to the ball from UMass. A little bit of a miscommunication. Get the wide open look. Just not able to finish.
On that Jeff Trainer, that Jeff Trainer goal, Chris Connolly had the assist, so he's up to 3 points in his first CAA title game. Rookie of the year in the conference, not playing like a freshman. Carr hasn't scored a goal in this one. Dumped down to Connolly. Almost 6 minutes deep into quarter number 3. St. Laurent with the spin. Flag comes in, might have been against Wilkerson. He lost his stick, it broke on him. Flipped out by Livingston, his stick broke.
I don't even know what the call is. I mean, he's going to probably get him for a cross check. It's not his fault the stick broke. If he gets him for a cross check, I don't like that call.
Sean Nadeline does not like the call here.
I happen to agree with him on this one. I don't like the
Who's
call
that,
either.
Sean?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I don't like the call here. Sticks break all the time, doesn't mean it's a penalty.
Black, 3-6, hold 30.
Hold against Wilkerson.
I really don't like the call. If anything, you can call him for a cross check, but
The explanation doesn't please you either.
no, because if it's a hold, that means this guy ran through a metal shaft. I mean, how's he holding him? He throws a cross check there and it breaks. He comes off. I'm not feeling that one. I'm not feeling that one, but either way, I'm sure UMass will take it. Man up opportunity here.
Already 1-1. As far as opportunities and goals on the man up in the second half for UMass. Lungs on the field, Proctor as well, knocked out. Gray Bowden with the caused turnover for Towson.
Ball doesn't lie. Ball doesn't lie.
And the clock runs out. Towson kills the penalty and has the ball. I'm sure that was said a handful of times in your career on the sideline when a call didn't go your way.
I never agreed with the call. I never took a penalty.
Ticket to the dance on the line here in Amherst. One of Towson's opponents earlier in the season, Georgetown. Another opponent of Towson, Denver, both of the Big East, tied up 1-1. Hoyas up 1-0, rather. It's Grant Maloof. Has possession for Towson. Jafrida to Chetner. Severo on the field. Monahan and Sunday. This unit has gelled over the course of the season.
Again, much of the same from Towson. Going to keep the ball up top with their midfielders. UMass now, because off of this dead ball, can get that double pole up. Attacking, trying to find the short sticks, trying to attack them. And again, they've had good ball movement once they've drawn the slide.
Ben Spencer's pass broken up by UMass. Luke Valenza on the run. Looked to skip it, it got deflected. Knocked around by Sunday. Bowden comes up with another ground ball. And Sunday is on the move.
And that's the difference in the teams right there. For UMass, a 4-on-4 in transition, that's an automatic go. We're pushing it. And you can see Towson disciplined, gonna pull it back out, get back to 6-on-6. And that's the story of this game. Which team can dictate pace and who can impose their will and their pace of play on the other. That's who's gonna come out victorious here today.
UMass almost acts like the driver speeding on the yellow light. Towson stomps on the brakes with the yellow light. Shot on goal, Maloof. Knocked out by Scanoni. Flexing his muscles in the cage. He is a great story. Took over the starting job mid-season in conference play in the Delaware game. Has been the starter the last 4 games. 5, including today.
And Scanoni right there with the save. And you know he's feeling it when he was frustrated after that play. He wanted to catch that ball clean and get his team up and out and start them running. But either way, makes a nice save there, makes another one here. UMass ball.
5 saves for Scanoni. Coming in his last 5 games, 5-0 record, 4.60 goals against, and 66 saves. From East Islip, New York, he was a football center, and what attracted him to UMass and Greg Cannella was his ability to lead the offensive line for his football team. He brought that to the lacrosse field as well. His team's up 1, 6-5. We're coming up on 5 minutes left in the third. Minutemen haven't won the title since 2012. Towson won it last year. And the last 3 seasons, trying to make it 4 in a row. That's never been done before in conference history. Ewell on trainer, to Connolly, to Devin Spencer. Kevin Tobin, a freshman. Another freshman, Spencer. UMass working it.
UMass 6-on-6, got to find some kind of an answer. Towson has been pretty dominant on this side of the field after things have been settled down. Got to find a guy that can make a play, make a dodge, draw a slide.
Quick feed in front, put home by Devin Spencer. Connolly's second time, and UMass has a 2-goal lead here in the third.
That's just a poor off-ball play from Towson defensively. You always go from the inside out, guard the closest guy to the goal, to the crease. Gonna work the ball behind here. And Spencer's literally just standing there, didn't really have to do much. Catch and shoot, you can't leave that guy there. Especially you can't leave him for a ball handler behind the goal. He can't score from behind there, he can't shoot from behind there, so let him stay, cover the guy on the crease. And Spencer with the quick in and out, quick stick. UMass up 7-5, 4:22 left.
Back-to-back games with the goal for Devin Spencer. First goal against Towson this year. Rack with the win at X. That's the first one in a bit for the 4th-round draft pick in the MLL. Rack selected by the Charlotte Hounds. Jack Kincannon of Hofstra also selected of the CAA. Double team was approaching. UMass is going to circle it back and drain some clock. Charlie O'Brien inserts himself onto the field. Sophomore from Chelmsford. UMass fans to our left applauding. There's Wilkerson with the new stick. St. Laurent beats him to his left. Carr backpedals to receive a perimeter pass outside the box. Spencer works it around to the far end. St. Laurent. Feet underneath. Devin Spencer, who just scored for the #1 seed UMass. No shot clock on just yet.
Bringing that pick up nice and high, trying to create some space here. Timer on now, 30 seconds to go here in this possession.
Towson made key stops at the end of the first half. Can they keep it going here in the third? O'Brien, the dump. Back to O'Brien. 15 on the shot clock. Defensive Player of the Year, Zach Goodrich, is up there. 8 seconds for O'Brien, the sophomore. Dish up top to Ben Spencer. Bounce shot, Brennan. Plows it out. Kobe Smith can clear for Towson with 2 minutes to go in the third. Shovel to Bowden. Saved by Scanoni. Right back to UMass. And here it comes. Rinkus to Connolly. Back to Carr. Score! Bread and butter all season long for this UMass team. Up by 3.
And we've said it all game long. The transition lacrosse favors UMass. Towson comes down. Long pole takes. Is a good look, but just a bad shot. Easy save for Scanoni, and then they get out and run. And this is what they do best. You just saw them play a long 6-on-6 possession. Goes to a timer on. Don't really get a good look. It's not what they do well, but then again, it's that transition lacrosse. Towson, a little bit of a forced error there. And then UMass comes right down in transition.
Does anxiety kick in a bit on defense because you make such a great stop. You want to get out and run and just put one home right away.
Again, it was a good look. I mean,
Yeah.
he had his hands free. Nobody was on him. He's coming down the field full steam ahead. It was just a poor shot, overhand. Not really a bounce shot, just something low. Scanoni was all over it. And again, it just, you know, when you get out and run, it's reverse transition that comes right back in your face sometimes. And no one's better at it than UMass. So save, up and out, and then right back. You catch them with the defenseman up over the midfield line. 2 poles over the midfield line. Uneven numbers, and that's where they're the best.
Towson tied the score early. UMass has scored 3 straight goals here in the third. Thankfully, Alex Woodall keeping his Tigers in this game at the X. He's won 8 of 14 against Noah Rack. Minute left in the third quarter. Chetner. Swing to Robertson. Up top, it's McLean. Bounce shot knocked out. Sunday looking for an angle, but he's sandwiched by Minutemen. Almost cleared by Marino, and McLean gets it back. Dish to Chetner, scores off balance. Towson sticks with it, cuts it back to 2.
In an ill-advised turnover from UMass in their defensive end. They pick up the ground ball on the sideline and then just kind of flip it to the middle of the field. You never, ever want to just throw it back in your own end into the middle of the field. And again, they toss it in. Marino leads to that turnover and that reverse transition again. Your end, your defensive end, you're almost better off just running out of bounds with the ball and getting set, but you can't flip it to the middle of the field. And Towson makes them pay.
Sophomore Jake McLean sticking with the play. Started last game. Feed to Carr, a quick score off Noah Rack's win at the X. Carr's got 2 goals. That didn't take long. 8 seconds later, UMass has its lead back up to 3.
Quick strike offense from UMass. We've talked about it since Thursday. This is where they're at their best. This is how they want to play. And Towson over the last few minutes has allowed them to do it. They've played up and down a little bit, and once the game starts to get open and guys are running, it favors UMass. And Carr right there, able to finish it and extend that UMass lead, get it back up to 3.
We haven't called his name much today until these last handful of minutes. Buddy Carr with now 60 points on the season. 2 goals and an assist today. Buddy Carr has at least 2 points in every UMass game, but 2 this season. Woodall the win at X, 10 seconds for Towson! And a score from outside, Monahan's second. Goals aren't at a premium. Here are the final 30 seconds of quarter number 3. That's Jafrida, pardon me.
And Towson needed that answer. Gave up that quick goal just a few seconds ago. And right here, take a look, that skip pass. Beautiful look to Jafrida. Great skip. Point man's got to get down, got to get his stick in that passing lane. I didn't get a chance. Who made that look? That was a great look. Couldn't see it. I apologize, but man, that was a heck of a look. Gets this lead back down to 2. It was Monahan. Thank you from the truck.
Monahan with
beautiful
the dish.
Look for Monahan.
Oh, the way he celebrated looked like he scored it. Still 10 seconds to play with for Woodall. And he fired wide. 1 second on the clock. Hits triple zeros. We're going to the fourth quarter. Oh, not just yet. The official rules the clock dead. Sean Nadelin looking for more precious seconds added to the clock. He's not going to get them. We're at the end of 3 at Garber Field in Amherst. The #1 seed, UMass, up 9-7. The Minutemen looking to book their first trip to the NCAA tournament since 2012. Towson, the reigning champs, down just 2. We'll come back for the 4th quarter of the CAA title game here on Lax Sports Network. Start of the 4th quarter, 15 minutes to go to decide a CAA champion. 9-7 UMass on top of 2 seed Towson. Lax Sports Network's coverage of the CAA Women's Lacrosse Tournament continues tomorrow afternoon with the championship game live from James Madison. It's a matchup of the top 2 teams in the conference, 2 of the best in the country. JMU against Towson, a top 10 matchup. These 2 teams have combined to win the last 10 conference titles. Coverage starts at 12:30 Eastern tomorrow with the Lacrosse Now pregame show. Hallie Quillen and Griggs and Matt Martucci will have the call of those as we have a look of numbers through the first 45 minutes of action.
Exactly what you expected. Everything's basically even. Again, it's been who can dictate pace, and that's who's had their runs, had their spurts. Obviously, UMass up 2. This transition game at that end of that 3rd quarter favors the Minutemen. Let's see if Towson can continue to win faceoffs, continue to maintain possession, and again, eliminate that early offense from UMass, because 6-on-6, they've done a great job defensively here today.
Billy Philpott pulls away on the wing for UMass. And credit to Towson, just 5 turnovers. They finished last in the conference in the most turnovers committed per game, a number that's been chipped down significantly. They had 20 or so a couple weeks ago against Fairfield in a 4th quarter comeback win over the Stags to even get into the field. Down 2, UMass with the ball. Up over 11 goals per game this year, so almost at its average. Tobin finds Trainer. Slithering in, pulls back to the end of the goal.
Towson did a nice job of stifling that early offense, that first 30 in that sub game. UMass almost had numbers, but they're able to get back in, get matched up 6-on-6 now.
The Minutemen last year fell to Towson in the title game 9-4. Slipped out by Lisauskis. Luckily, Devin Spencer went over to pick it up and keep this sequence going for UMass. Kevin Tobin trying to scurry in. Kicks to Carr. The UMass sideline wanted the whistle.
Wanted the hold call. Got one earlier that they shouldn't have got, so I guess it's even now.
Connolly with space, scores, top left shelf. A hat trick for the freshman and the conference rookie of the year to put his team back up 3.
Connolly showing you his dodging ability there. Showing some good quickness. Gonna come around here, catches the pass. Able to dodge right there, defend it a little bit, keep his stick protected. Finish in, tight finish. Nice play.
What a game, 6 points. Goals, 3 assists. Get 5 at Fairfield. A couple of weeks back, tied a CAA record by a rookie. Noah Rack wins the draw. Attacking, Rack had it knocked out by Kobe Smith. Towson almost there. Livingston fell down. And the crease was violated by UMass, so Towson possession.
And Rack, he's got a step on the defender. He's just got to protect his stick. Got to shoot from your face. You know, you can't hang your stick and bring it all the way back. You got to shoot or pass right from your face. Keep that stick protected. He had a good opportunity, but give credit to Towson, staying with the play, making that back check.
More than 2 minutes gone by, final quarter. Connolly with 6 points. Buddy Carr with 2 goals and an assist, all in the second half. And for Towson, Grant Maloof has 2 goals of their 7 total. 10 saves in cage for Sean Scanoni of UMass. Plucked out by Severo. Chased down by Philpott. Dumped to Jafrida. Nearly knocked at Jafrida, avoiding the check. Chetner likes his matchup, makes the move, and misfires left. Had a little bit of room.
Chetner had a little more confidence in his right hand. He's a Canadian-style player. Those guys are all one-handed. Could have went to his right there, had a few more steps to kind of increase his angle, got his hands free even more, but went back to his left. Took a little bit of an off-balance shot there.
Monahan fighting off of Philpott. Back up by Jafrida.
Towson being patient again. We talked about it. Most successes come from the midfield. Great look.
Jafrida finishes on the doorstep. Consecutive goals by the Loyola transfer.
And a great look from Chetner. Finding Jafrida on that back pipe. Again, starts with the dodge, the Canadian left-handed. We talked about it. They love their one-handed play. And then Jafrida able to finish that, corral it. Gets Towson back within 2 here. 11:14 left in the fourth.
Yeah, Chetner from British Columbia. Just got word Chris Connolly with the 6 points today for UMass ties a freshman record in a CAA tournament game. Woodall with another win at the X. Misfires his feed to Sunday. Just the 6th turnover by Towson. That's a costly one.
We've seen a lot from these face-off guys today where they've gained possession, won the face-off clean and easy, and then turn it over right away. So face-off stats will be a little misguided and misleading because a couple of them have gone right to turnovers.
This UMass team with 8 seniors. They've been to 3 of the last 4 conference tournament title games. They've never hosted, and they've never won it. The last title by the Minutemen, 2012. But their lead is down to 2. Carr is up top. Wilkerson defending Trainer. Little catch here between Carr and Trainer. Feed to Devin Spencer. Lasoskis on the left of your screen, creeping in, 16. Picked by Connolly.
UMass has got to stay aggressive here, continue to play. Can't take their foot off the gas yet. Got to be aggressive, go to the goal, try to get a few more goals here. Plenty of time left. I don't think 10's going to get it done, so they got to continue to play offense. Timer on now.
With under 10 minutes left in the final frame. Making his move, Jeff Trainer. Second goal for the sophomore. How about 11? Will that do it?
It might. I'm sure they'll take 12, but yeah, no. Trainer right there. Throws it right at Brennan's stick. Sometimes that's the best spot to shoot. The kid's been great all weekend long. This is the one save that he may wish he had back. He was on it, he saw it, just couldn't get the head of his stick to the ball, and give Trainer credit. Nice shot there. Extends this lead to 3 again.
The last 2 years, including last year's championship in the meeting earlier this season, getting to 10 or 11 goals was never done by Towson or UMass. Last year's final score in the championship was 9-4. Towson meeting earlier this year, a final 8-4. UMass. The 11 goals scored by UMass today ties for the most in a conference championship game.
Great move right there to get his hands free. Got to finish that shot.
Grant Maloof off the rebound. It was Sunday who almost put it back. UMass wants to pull the trigger potentially.
They got numbers.
Rinkus was on the left. Instead, the skip pass to Connolly underneath. And he kept it. He beat the pole and Patterson.
And I think if you're Towson, you really can't give up another. I think 12 might be too much with the way this game has gone today, the way they've looked offensively. Got to keep UMass at 11, I think, if you're going to have a shot of winning this game. So all these possessions now become crucial for this Towson defense.
On the season, UMass an average goals against of 9.8, including this tournament. Third best in the league, behind Hofstra and this Towson team. We approach 8 minutes to go in the final quarter of regulation. Wilkerson defending the top of the box. Pick for St. Laurent. Lead is 3, it could be more. The Spencers playing catch. Devin and Ben. Now it's O'Brien. St. Laurent to Ben Spencer. An absolute blast to build the lead to 4. Ben Spencer's first of this game.
Spencer just ripped that one from distance. Take a look here, Dodge. Just a simple pass right there. Catch Towson rotating and sliding. 2 guys to the ball, and he just throws it right by Brennan's head. And Spencer just blows it by the goalie there. Extend the lead to 4 with 7:39 left here in the fourth, and the Minutemen are rolling.
What does Towson have left? Woodall wins the draw.
And they're going to need Woodall to do that. They're going to need as many possessions as possible here. With 7:30 left, he's going to have to almost be perfect from X. Said it before, they can't give up any more goals. And offensively, they can't afford to have those long possessions. They're going to have to go get a little bit more aggressive here, maybe take some chances. And we've said it, all game long. The transition style doesn't really favor them, but at this point, they're going to have to do something to find ways to score, so they might have to try and get out and run and try to get some easy goals in transition.
Maloof has it plucked out. Official conferring offsides by UMass's Chris Connolly. So Severo can keep the ball. Minutemen have outscored the Tigers 3-1 in this fourth quarter and 7-4 in the second half. Timmy Monahan with Marino draped on him. Feed to Chetner and whistled it upstairs. Towson's trying to set a conference record of its own with a 4th straight title win. Severo has it knocked out by Scanoni. Save number 14 of this game. He's got 80 saves over his last 6 games in cage. Jafrida rotates to Sunday. Maloof almost knocked out by Lisauskis. Towson spirals it back near side. 6 minutes to go. Chetner bounce shot. UMass beats him to the punch.
And one thing we haven't talked about is UMass's defense. They've done a really nice job today. Been very consistent. Scanoni's has made the saves that he's had to. Their slide packages have been crisp. They've played long possessions against Towson, dug in and made the stops when they needed to. Done a really nice job. Only given up 8 goals so far. Obviously some time left, but these guys have done a really good job here today on the defensive end.
A defense that ranked 12th in the country in caused turnovers per game, up over 8 per. Today, just 3. The ground ball game, pretty much even at this point. Towson 24, UMass 22. We approach 5 minutes left. Wilkerson playing catch up. And a poor pass underneath.
And that's a bad turnover right there. You want to run some clock.
And put the game away.
Yeah, try to put the game away, shorten it up. You've got all the momentum going in your favor. And you give it back to Towson, give them a little bit of life there. Got to take care of the ball for UMass, long possession. And again, shorten the clock, shorten the game.
Well, the Tigers remember what happened to them on Thursday. Delaware was down 4, 8 minutes left, rallied back to tie the game. Towson did squeak by in overtime. Do the Tigers have a run? Left in them. Such high aspirations coming into the year. Final 4 appearance a season ago. But Towson lost 6 of its top 7 scorers from last year. And the 7th player is suspended, and John Mazza. 4:20, Monahan. To Jafrida, who has 2 goals. Chetner right there. Nabs the pass. Chetner dodges the alley. Lost it. On the ground, picked up Sunday. To McLean, almost scooped one by. Back up Jafrida.
Again, got to go here. Got to have some urgency. Dodgers have got to dodge extremely hard. And you don't have time to work the ball around. Definitely don't have time for turnovers, but got to go here. Got to be aggressive offensively.
Maloof throws it away. UMass down to get it with 3:40 left in 4th quarter action. Of course, if you're UMass on that sideline, you're preaching the full 60 minutes.
Make them put the timer on. Make them put the timer on. Run the clock.
This program hasn't been to the NCAA tournament since 2012. Should they do so, it would be Greg Canella's 9th dance of his coaching career here in Amherst. Under 3 to play.
And if you're Towson, got to start to push out here a little bit. Start thinking about pulling the goalie. If you're going to have any shot here, got to kind of pick up the pace and pick up the tempo.
Trainer dragged down his knee, double team, approaching, hunting him down, and Greg Canella calls timeout with 2:35 to go in this ball game.
Good timeout from coach. Got possession, and again, I talked about this on Thursday with the timer on rule. How does that affect the officials' decisions on when to put the timer on out of a timeout?
Hey, don't forget the coverage of the MLL continues on Lax Sports Network with 4 games this weekend. Tonight, the defending champion Ohio Machine hosts the Charlotte Hounds at 5. Then at 6, the Boston Cannons have their home opener when they host the Dallas Rattlers. Sunday at 4, Denver Outlaws visit the Florida Launch. And at 5, Steve's going to be on the call for this one. New York Lizards host the Atlanta Blaze. 2 games, 4 days. 2 days, 4 games, rather. All live, only on Lax Sports Network. Chris Connolly, player of the year of a rookie, that is, rookie of the year in this conference. 6 points today, showing up in the biggest game of his career.
Well, he's playing like the player of the year today. It's been unbelievable. He's finishing in transition. He just finds himself in good spots right there, reading the defense, getting to a good spot, getting to his right hand. Had a few assists, obviously, so he's done a great job for UMass and has really stepped up and led this offense.
You see there, 3 players with 45-plus points. We see on this list midfielders that play two ways. A defenseman, the conference player of the year in the bottom of that list, Isaac Paparo. Lisauskas at two-way midi. Carr played midfield a bit last year. So much versatility. This team can beat you in so many ways, scoring goals. And the Minutemen have just 2.5 minutes to drain to celebrate on their home field.
And I'm surprised out of a timeout, Towson didn't double the ball, get 2 pulls on it, pull the goalie, try to force a turnover, because now you know if you stay singled up and man-to-man, they're going to be able to burn a ton of clock here. I think, with 4 goals and the way your offense is operated here today, probably should have doubled it up there and tried to create the turnover.
Spencer roams away. Under 2 minutes left, and 7 on the shot clock for UMass. Trainer throws it out. 2 to shoot. Devin Spencer backs it up. Greg Cannella telling him, hold the ball, and just throws it away. Let's see if they take your advice, Steve, and pull the goalie, as we have a reset of the clock coming. 4-goal game. 1:45 left.
Towson's just got to go here. You got to go. You got to try to force things. Try to dump it to a guy inside. Might have to settle for some poor shots, but you need something to go your way. Don't have time to run an offense and burn 30 or 40 seconds. It's got to be quick right now.
Livingston with the ball. Sean Nadalin yelling to his midfielders to come up and get the ball as Severo crosses the timeline. Need shots here. 90 seconds to go. Severo misses it wide. You see the assistant coaches of UMass, Craig McDonald, Doc Schneider, a former goalie, keeping the intensity up. Even though a 4-goal lead at this point is comfortable. McLean with the bounce shot, and the shorty missed it again. Towson, 3-time defending champs. Not looking good right now. Minute left, Severo has it knocked out. Not as much firepower as last year's offense when you consider Ryan Drenner, Joe Sider. Some really good offensive players. Just 8 goals to show in UMass with just 8 seniors. So many underclassmen have risen. And their time has come now. Picked 3rd preseason. Only have 45 seconds left to earn a title. And Sean Nadalin just got a timeout off for his squad. Coach Nads trying to keep his team up.
Got to take a timeout there. Obviously, if you get the turnover there, it's game over. So, got to take the timeout. Got to keep possession, draw something up, some kind of a quick hitter play. Maybe off ball, some picks, some cutters. Try to get something quick.
As you see this list, we had to go one more date under 2013. It would be 2012, and that was UMass. That same year, UMass went 5-0 in regular season play. They went 5-0 this year. Again, we have the Selection Sunday process on Sunday, May 6th. 8 automatic qualifiers, 9 at-large selections. There will be a play-in game prior to next Saturday and Sunday, May 12th and May 13th, the first-round games. Brackets announced tomorrow. If you want to watch the show, it's on ESPNU. We'll, of course, have coverage on Lacrosse Now and other programming on Lax Sports Network to get you set for championship weekend. Georgetown beating Denver right now, 5-1 at halftime. The Hoyas have never won a Big East title. Later tonight, Big Ten championship, Hopkins and Maryland.
And games like that are what changes that field. You know, Georgetown may not get in on their own. Denver's going to get in on their own whether they win or lose. So if you're a bubble team, you're rooting for Denver right now, needed to come back, lock up that automatic spot, because if Georgetown gets in, that takes one away from you. So a team like Syracuse, who's on the bubble right now, needs Denver to come back and take that win.
Villanova as well.
Correct.
And Villanova lost to Georgetown in the previous round. That would help the Wildcats. 37 seconds. No room to breathe for Towson. Maloof has it stopped by Scanoni. He's been like this the last 6 games. Nearly knocks out another. 22 seconds and a whistle blows. Play resumes. Robertson misses wide. You know, in fact, looking back, 2012, the year UMass won the title. They went 15-1 that season. Lost to Colgate in the first round of the tournament. This year they have higher aspirations. 10 seconds to drain. The defending champions have been knocked off. And for the first time in 6 years, the UMass Minutemen are CAA champions and are going to the NCAA tournament. Our minds have been blown week after week, just seeing consistency, full 60-minute efforts from this UMass team. They displayed all of that in this conference tournament.
Very balanced team, good in the goal, good at the face-off X, good defensively, could push transition. And then their offense stepped up and made the timely goals and timely plays when they needed it. So very balanced team, very hot team going into the NCAA tournament. This is not a team you want to see in the first or second round.
11 straight wins, second longest winning streak behind St. Joseph's in the country. Some final stats for you: 16 saves for Scanoni. That means 82 saves over his last 6. Noah Rack won a handful of face-offs, and we'll have Chris Connolly later on joining us. 12-8 the final score again from Amherst. UMass is the CAA champion for the first time since 2012. They are your 2018 conference champs. For Steve Panarelli and our entire LSN crew here in Amherst, Massachusetts, I'm Brendan Glasheen. Thanks for watching our coverage of the CAA Game of the Week all season long. And remember, tomorrow, the women's title game at 1, Towson and James Madison. We send it back to the LSN Broadcast Center for the Lacrosse Now postgame show.